setting has been a very tricky subject as such to discuss. We have done quite a brainstorming in-house at RIS, and as Pam Madam was saying, a couple of sessions were organized where G20 Sherpa himself was party to that discussion, where we sort of agreed that any particular presidency cannot drive the whole process on its own. You need to reach a consensus, and that consensus is not necessarily compromising to the extent that you do not want to go, but carrying certain routine issues that have been discussed in the past presidencies and observing the contemporary challenges into the process, and then anticipating what is going to happen in successive presidencies based on the current scenario. So a lot of development-oriented discussion happen in the G20 process. But what we mean by the very idea of development, what Arjun you were referring to, the social sector spending has gone down, no SDI, and Pam Madam was referring to the women equality, women investment in gender, all these. So this actually implies that shall we look at the very connotation of defining development. So what is development? The very idea of development, whether it should be people-centric, whether it should have enough of human element in measuring the progress in development. So that's something that India could probably lead, because India is a mixed economy. It has seen high growth, it has also seen abject poverty and then the exclusion. So India is the best country to which has experimented all these to showcase to others that what are the strength, what are the strength areas and what are the weaknesses as developing country being part of G20. So that is something that we need to see how that idea of development fits into the G20 narrative, even though it is existing. Second, it is for all engagement groups to sensitize the G20 community about the priorities. Second, do we have enough of our own story to share with the rest of the world? With financial inclusion, women empowerment. Pam Madam works on this. She passionately talks about these things. Then the social sector issues. Then probably infrastructure investment we have been talking about. I think this is the best time to invest in infrastructure. So that also, and infrastructure, particularly social infrastructure, which was not neglected, but it was not given enough attention. It was part of routine that every budget you allocate some money for health, some money for education as per the trend. It was 2% in the last 5 years, or 2.1% in 2021, 2%, 1.5% in. So this was a standard statistical method that we have to seriously think about. The process part is already on. In whatever way, each institution which is responsible in whatever way have started working on it. In terms of the concrete process, the Troika is going to happen in December. The engagement groups, the institutions, part of those engagement groups should ideally harness their network. Like we have some linkages in the T20 with T20 Japan, T20 Germany, T20 Argentina. So if we feel we are a responsible institution, we should harness the institutional memory that we have and build on that understanding. And in fact, we have done that in a very meticulous way in the last 1 year. All of you are witness to that, and you have contributed to that process also. And then as far as RIS is concerned, we keep on organizing with events and try to make it as inclusive as possible. All stakeholders, whether engagement groups, government officials, business, everybody will be part of that. And that process is going to be more intense in the coming days because we take that responsibility, and we also wish that all of you help us do that in that process. The last point is about the COVID-19 and then how it would. I got a chance to speak in a seminar organized by IDE JETRO on the COVID-19 this thing a month back. So I was thinking that what to say. Then how will be the roadmap for economic recovery? Then I put a graph on this thing. So my characterization of the recovery process was whatever economic activities happening in our country and must be in the other countries also is actually nothing but essential consumption driven economy. We take food, milk, this medicine, those are the sectors operating. So whatever employment, whatever income is getting generated in these sectors, that is actually fueling the economy. Rest of the economic sectors are closed. And even though we are hearing positive stories about vaccine development and other things, my fear is that we are not going to recover by third quarter of 2021 in a way which tells that the recovery process is ensuing. We need to struggle for another 1 year, and this is going to happen. We continue to live with essential consumption driven economy.